Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brickformula review of LEGO Set 9443, the Rattlecopter. It has 327 pieces for ages 8 to 14, and it's from the Ninjago series, Masters of Spinjitzu, and this set retails for $29.99. And I would like to give a shout out to Ostrich, 100 Lego Star, Burberry 921, the Master Blaster King, 899 Super Dude, Poker Freaks, Mr. Azza SD, Jetbug Recon Killer, and the Grunt Killer 123. They are the subscribers who had requested that I review the set, so everyone check out their channels. And here in the front, we see that it's a good thing that Lloyd Garmadon is short because they just missed his head by a little bit. And here on the side, we have the minifigures, more on that later. And here in the back, it looks like we have a pretty happy ending, along with some other playable features. And I'll talk about that set in more detail coming up. Here are the minifigures, and first up is Lloyd Garmadon, and he's holding a lightning dagger and the staff of the Constricti, which you can see the design over there. Anyway, here he is. I do like the fact that he likes to take after his father. I kind of admire that, even though it's all for the wrong reasons. And here's a closer look at his details there. He looks like a pretty smart kid, pretty resourceful, getting snakes to help him steal candy. Brilliant. And here's the back, where he looks kind of scared. And that's the face you would have if you were to steal candy around here, because you'll end up getting a free ride in a police car. Next is Fang Shui. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I could be wrong. Anyway, check out his head here. It's really detailed there, and I think it looks really cool. Here's the torso, and there's a lot of teeth there for his necklace. I guess either Tooth Fairy owes him a lot of money, or they just don't get along. Either way, it's really none of my business. Although I gotta admit, that's pretty smart. Why take out your own teeth for money when you collect someone else's? Not bad. And there's the back. And finally we have Kai ZX. The only bad thing about him is that he doesn't come with the golden shoulder pads, but that's okay. In exchange we get this really cool rocket pack. Just make sure those stars over there are tucked in real good. You don't want to drop them while you're in the air, you'll kill somebody. And there's his face, pretty mean looking. And as you can see, this rocket pack is really neat. You have these two ray guns here on the sides there, so if you want you can just take those off and you can dual wield those things. And here is the Rattlecopter. You know, when I first saw this thing, I knew it would be a really cool set because, well, I think this part right here is so money. I mean, it really works for me, and I think that's the coolest feature here. The only thing that bothers me is the tail, really, because this is pretty loose like that. But when you're playing with this, you're mostly focused with the front, so you'll pretty much leave this part alone. And the rotors are pretty slanted. I think if it was more leveled out with the bottom, it might be a little bit better, but it's okay in the end. Anyway, here it is from the bottom. And as you can see, it's pretty flat. There are no landing gear. And this teeth here is pretty loose, so when you place them on the ground, they'll just go up automatically, so they won't get in the way of anything. Here's the front, and it just looks really cool. And here's the cockpit. We'll just open that up real quick. There's not much space inside, and as you can see, the minifigure will not attach to any studs there. And also, while we're in there, you get a sticker to go over there, which is the control panel, which is right there. And to put him is not hard, just put him in there and push him in there. And if you want, you can stick his head underneath this white piece, and it will actually hold him in place. He won't be falling out anytime soon. We'll just close that up. And you want to push him all the way in because if you take a closer look, there's really not much leeway for his head. So if you want to close it all the way, that's what you got to do. And what's really interesting is this part right here. I thought that was a new piece, but it's not. It's actually the helmet for the king's soldiers. See that? They had to kill two of those guys just to make this part work out over here. So that's pretty interesting. We have 4 flick-fire missiles, 2 on each side, and these parts can move up and down if you like, and you can fire them like that. What's really cool is this part right here. You just squeeze these two panels together and you'll drop white snakes, which is pretty interesting. And to load them, you just slide them in there. It requires a little bit of effort just to put them in there, which is fine. This way, even if you hold the helicopter upside down, they won't be falling out. See? I just realized that if you're looking up at this thing, it's gonna look like bird poop falling on you. I mean, you know, it's white and it's coming out. I just hope the guy at the bottom isn't looking up surprised with his mouth open. Okay, but anyway, here it is from the side, and there's the view from the top. It is so cool, right? And there's the back. Really neat. And what's really interesting while you're playing with this, if you want, you can just rip off this head. It's almost like an escape pod. You see that? It's probably not designed to do that, but if you're playing with this and you want to, feel free, because it's only attached by those two pegs there. And it's pretty easy to put back together. And for the most part, I think it's really cool. It's a fun set. And now on to the recommendations. And you're basically looking at a great set for a great value because it's 9 cents a piece, and you have loads of fun on this thing too. The longer I look at this thing, the more I want to change this into a black color. I think that would look really cool. And a lot of these parts are available in black too, except for this part right here. These are not very easy to come by. It's not very common. But I think you'll have a lot of fun with it because the base of it is pretty reusable for mocks. And I think you can have a lot of fun with that too if you have a lot of spare parts lying around. And in the end, I think if you're going to get this set, you should complement it with Jay's Stormfighter, because now you got yourself an aerial battle. And I think that will just increase the fun just by that much. And that's it. That sums up my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.